Yes, teacher, I can hear you.
No, it wasn't the teacher.
Hi, Ruben.
Hi, John.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. It seems that the teacher has a problem with the audio.
Okay.
Hello,
Hello, teacher.
hello, Robin. How are you? What's up?
Fine, thank you.
Excellent, man. At the moment, excellent. Can you hear me clearly? Hello, Robin. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you. What about you? Can you hear me clearly?
Excellent, man. I can hear you. Excellent.
What about John Fred? John Freddy?
You ready?
Hi, teacher.
Hello, John. How are you? What's up?
Very well. Very
Informal,
well, thank you.
informal waiting for you. What's up?
Very well, teacher.
Very well.
Yes.
Okay. How was your Saturday?
Was good. I was doing many things.
Many things for to do.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember the last encounter?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Robin, how was this week?
A little busy.
A little
Little
busy.
busy. Yes. A lot of
One,
work at
a
work.
lot of work
Yes.
and work.
Yes, a lot of work in my job because we are on final examinations and many students are not up to date and they are giving me their notebooks, their books to grade them.
Ah, that's that sounds very difficult. Okay, Robin and John, today we are going to start with a new topic. We are going to say to start with present perfect continuo. You know have any idea about that, or you
Yes,
have
you
any
you told
information?
me yesterday when I wrote to you into the group.
Okay, Robin, please give me some information. We can say some uh, uh, ideas club or ideas rights about this information. What information do you have about this information about this topic?
About present perfect?
Yeah, present perfect continuous.
Okay, let's first talk about the present perfect. The present perfect is when something is being done, started in the past, and is finished now. Maybe a complete or incomplete action. And the present perfect continuous is
Okay,
for something that is still being done, or is it still incomplete?
okay. What about John?
Uh, about what topic, teacher? Present perfect continuous?
Yes. For example, Robin says some information about present perfect, but let me know or give me some information about present perfect continuous.
Okay. A present perfect continuous is an action that um, is not began in the past, but
Huh?
continue now in the present.
Yeah, continue the present, and can be the other option that that it is continue in the in the past, continue in the present, and can be in the future or will be in the future. Okay, so let's start with the topic today. Can you hear my screen?
To hear your
Yes, teacher.
screen?
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, excellent, guys. Let me know, John. Can you see my screen?
Yes, teacher, I can see you.
Okay, so for today, we are going to start with this is new topic for us, present perfect continuum. So first, we are going to make some introduce about this information about this topic, and next we are going to see some new video about this kind of topic. Okay. Okay. Present
Okay.
perfect. El presente perfecto continuo muchas veces tiene la equivalencia a traducción llevar más gerundio en español. Es una forma del gerundio en español. Pero el uso de esta forma es más frecuente en inglés. Se utiliza para acciones que han empezado en el pasado, pero aún así continúan en el presente. Grammatic rules. 4. Como en con el presente perfecto usamos el verbo auxiliar to have. Además, been is a rule, for today is a rule, use of have in first person, and in the third person we need to use has, and we need to add been. So today we need to work with have and been. Dice, como en el presente perfecto usamos el presente auxiliar have y además tenemos que utilizar el been. Además de eso tenemos que utilizar el participio pasado en el verbo to be. Más el verbo, regla por favor, más el verbo plus o más ing. So, in the first sentence we need to use subject, have, we need to add been, and it's a rule in this moment because being is a verb of to be, of past participle, and we need to add the next verb in ing, gerundio. Okay. So the first example we have I, you, have, the subject, the first person, I, you, we, they, and we need to use have been, auxiliary, have been, excuse me, and verb plus taking or ing, studying, wearing. In the third person, we need to use he, she, it, has been, talking, studying, and waiting. Okay, so let's start with the information. The principal idea is to use this kind of sentences in sentences when that we need to use that action that happened in the past, but still continuing in the present and can be continuing in the future. So let's start with the video. Let me know if you have any problem with the audio or the images. Okay. Can you see my screen clearly?
Yes,
Yes.
teacher.
Okay.
Also, send us a comment in the chat so that we can see you. I see some of you. I see lots on you choose social media
Okay.
and in general when we're
We have
so if you
we have an American girl, so it's a help for us because we need to improve our language skills. So we need to improve our listening skill. We have an American teacher today. So let's continue with the video, and she gives a lot of information about the use of present perfect continuous. Okay. Can you see and hear my screen and my video?
Yes, teacher, I can. I can.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, Robin. Okay, John. Thanks, John and Robin. Okay, let's continue with the video.
you're interested, you can find the Ask Alicia series on the YouTube channel, and you can send your questions from the link below the video on the YouTube channel too. So definitely send some questions there. We get a lot, so please notice that I can't answer everything. And also, you might want to check the other videos on the channel as well to see if there's an answer already available to your question. So please check that out. That would be awesome. Okay, I think, let's see, we're about 3 minutes in, so I'm going to share the video and then I'm going to get started on today's lesson. As I said, today's topic is the present perfect continuous tense, and we're going to be very grammar heavy today. So I'm going to break this into 3 parts, and I'm going to speak a bit slowly because this is, for some people, a challenging grammar point. I'm going to talk first about how to make a present perfect continuous statement, and then why we make it, why we use it, and the difference between this and present perfect tense. And then second, I'm going to talk about using it with for and since, and we'll talk a little bit about the negative. Finally, I'll talk a bit about questions with this grammar. So let's get started. Let's begin over here with how to make the present perfect continuous and why we need it. First, how to make it. We begin a present perfect statement with the subject of our sentence. So for example, I, you, we, he, she. We follow our subject with have or has. So if your subject is I or you or we use have. I have, you have, we have. If your subject is he or she or it, we use has. So I had, or sorry, she has, he has, it has. So depending on your subject, you'll need to change this part here. After this, we'll use been, been. We follow this with a verb in the ing form. So you might hear this form called progressive form. You might hear it called continuous ing verb. That's how I've marked it for this lesson. When we want to make a negative sentence, we change this part right here. So subject plus haven't, if your subject is I or you or we, I haven't, we haven't, they haven't as well. If your subject is he, she, or it, we use hasn't, hasn't to make a negative statement. So some examples of this. First, I haven't been sleeping well lately. I haven't been sleeping well lately. So here my subject is I. I'm using haven't here, a negative, and I'm using been followed by the ing form of a verb. In this case, I'm using lately to mean in the recent time period. I haven't been sleeping well lately. Keep in mind this haven't and this hasn't as well. These are the reduced forms of have not and has not. It sounds much more natural to use have not, hasn't and haven't than have not and has not. At native speed, this sentence sounds like I haven't been sleeping well lately. I haven't been sleeping well lately. This sentence then uses a
Okay, excuse me, please, John. Can you repeat the last sentences, please? I haven't been sleeping lately. John, can you hear me?
I haven't been. Yes, teacher.
Okay,
I haven't been sleeping well lately.
excellent, man. Robin, please, let's continue with the same question, with the sentence.
The same, okay. I haven't been sleeping well lately.
Excellent, man. We need to improve as
She's
well.
been coming to work late recently is the other? Yes.
Okay, excellent, man.
She's been
Continue with the other sentence.
different subject.
Please, Robin, repeat. Excuse me. Read the next sentence, please. She's been coming to work lately,
she's
recently.
been coming to work late recently.
Okay, let's continue with John.
She's been coming to work late recently.
Okay,
Recently.
This sentence focuses on she as the subject. Here, She's, you'll notice this she's, I'll come back to this. She's been coming to work late recently. So again, my subject, she, here is this apostrophe S. In cases where your subject is he or she or it, it's very common to use this apostrophe S in spelling, I'm sorry, in writing, to mean has, has. So this does not mean is. We know that because the apostrophe S is followed by been, and this is a very, like, this is a set pattern for this grammar point. So we know it is not she is, because in a she is pattern, we follow is with an adjective or maybe with a noun phrase. So here we're following it with been. So we know this apostrophe S is has, not is. So she's been coming to work late.
Okay, please, John. The teacher, the American teacher, gives some important information for us about the use of have been and is. Let me know what is the important information that the teacher, the American teacher, gives us about the use or about the difference between is, she is, and she has.
Okay, she told that the in this case she's go next for a verb. In this case, always should been, and in the with the verb to be, she's or with she's is with an adjective or a noun.
Okay. Robin, let me know the information about the difference between she it has and plus being. Let me know what is some information about the difference.
Okay, she was making the clarification that she's been is a contraction of she has been, not she is been, because the simple tense of the verb to be is not followed by the same verb to be again in the past participle. No, that's weird. She said that she makes that clarification. She's been, it's from she has been coming, not she is been coming.
Excellent, excellent, man. It's good information for us because remember when we use she is can be continued with the verb in ing or ing perfect present perfect excuse me present continuous. But when we use been in this case been that means that we use past participle. So the apostrophe cheese is the contraction of she has. Okay, excellent for your information. Let's continue with the video.
And this is a very, like, this is a set pattern for this grammar point. So we know it is not she is, because in a she is pattern, we follow is with an adjective or maybe with a noun phrase. So here we're following it with been. So we know this apostrophe S is has, not is. So she's been coming to work late recently. So again, here I've used recently. Recently and lately, these both mean like in the last few days or maybe in the last week or the last month or so, in the recent time period. So, what do these sentences mean? How are they different? Why should we use this continuous form here? To explain, I want to look at this kind of diagram here. I use this sort of timeline a lot, I think. But to look at the key points on this timeline, let's imagine this star here is now. This is the conversation right now. So when I say this sentence, I haven't been sleeping well lately, or she's been coming to work late recently. This progressive form, this present progressive form, is used to mean something started in the past. So if we imagine this dot is the point where the action started. So at this part of the timeline, it's hard to see a little. At this part of the timeline, this is the past. This happened before. This part of the timeline is into the future. So next week, tomorrow. When we use this grammar point, we're talking about an action that started sometime in the past, and the action continues until the present. I've got an arrow here too, because it suggests that perhaps the action is going to continue after the conversation as well. So I haven't been sleeping well lately. That means in this recent time before the conversation, this has been my condition. I haven't been sleeping well lately. Let's compare this then to, it's really hard to see, sorry. Maybe you can see it a little better than I can on my monitor.
Okay, John, please, according to the lesson content, we made some timeline about the use of present perfect, but today we have a timeline about the use of present perfect continuum. Let me know some information about the use of present perfect continuum in this timeline, please.
The present perfect, the timeline go to after the present,
Okay,
and the present perfect continue can be present or future.
okay. Let me to remember the some information, the last information that you give me about the present perfect continuum. So, for example, we have past, present. Excuse me for my drawing, and future. So we have the past now, past, and present. Excuse me, present and future. So when we need to use present perfect continuous, John, let me know some information about that.
We use the present perfect continue for an action that began in the past
Okay,
and
okay.
continue to
So start in the past, began in the past, and continue in the present, and continue in the present. Yeah.
yes.
Okay. What about Robin? Give me some information about that. What do you think about the use of present perfect continuous in this timeline?
Okay, in this timeline, it means that the progressive verb indicates an ongoing or incomplete action.
Incomplete
That's it.
action. Okay.
Yes, an ongoing or incomplete action. That's the main meaning of the present perfect continuous. And its name say it. It's continuous. It's still ongoing. It's still
But
happening.
is still happening in our conversation or is still happening in our action? For example,
For example, this time we have been in a video conference.
we have seen a video conference. Okay. So the video conference begins at 5 o'clock. Is
Yes.
currently okay.
I
Start
have been watching this conference or I have been participating in the video conference.
okay. Our excuse me for my drawing for my picture. The video conference began at 5 o'clock. Okay, 5 o'clock. So is the past. Okay, but continue in the present. In the present, we are 5:30. Now we have in 5:30. Five. Excuse me for my picture. 30 and continue and in this moment continue in this encounter, so can be continued in the future. So the use for present perfect continue began in the past, continue in the present, and can be continued in the future. Okay, that is the principal idea for present perfect continue. Okay, that is the principal idea or the principal information for that. Is clear for you?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, what about Robin?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, let's continue with the video.
This dotted line here, I've made a dotted line here and put a question mark inside the dotted line. Thank you. This part, I want to use this to show just regular present perfect tense. So we use regular present perfect tense. One use is to talk about a general life experience before the present, like sometime in the past, but we don't know the specific point in time, or it's not important. It's just not important. So we use this for like travel. I have been to France, for example. So we use this to talk about things that really we don't need to know exactly when the action happened, or it's not important to know. We use this to talk very often, as we'll see in a moment, about something that started very recently or started at a specific point in time and continued until the present. So if you want to emphasize a continuing action, it's probably a good idea to use the present perfect continuous to do that. If you
Okay, John. The American teacher give some information about the use of present perfect continuum. So, give me some information about the American teacher. Give me or the women teacher give some information about the use of the way for present perfect continuum.
Uh, she was talking about the action um, begin in what in a point that it is it isn't important.
Okay, excellent. It's an important in the past, but let's continue that continue in the in the present. But we don't have any information, or specific information in the that he happening or did happen. Okay. Okay, Robin, please give me also other information about the use of present perfect continuum.
Okay, she was talking about that activities that has recently stopped or just stopped. She talked about that, and that is one of the cases when we use the present perfect continuous.
Okay, excellent, Robin. Excellent information for us. Let's continue with the video.
just want to talk about a life experience in the past, you can use present perfect tense, simple present perfect tense. So I know there's one really common question that I see a lot, and I think I haven't checked the chat, but I'm sure someone has asked this question. Like, what about a situation where you can say something like this is a really common question. Like, I've lived in this city for 6 years. I've lived in this city for 6 years. This is a simple present perfect tense sentence. I've lived in this city. I have lived. What's the difference between this sentence and I've been living in this city for 6 years? What's the difference here? The answer is there's no difference in this case. In this case, there's no difference. So you'll notice live, this particular verb, this is one that like the condition doesn't really change a lot for most people. So I've lived in this city for 6 years and I've been living in this city for 6 years. They mean the same thing. This is a case where you can choose either. It's fine. Another one that you can use, usually you can use either, is with the verb work. Like, I've worked in this company for 6 years, or I've been working in this company for 6 years. Both are fine. So you'll notice those verbs, those are things that don't really change so much. If you compare this to a verb like, for
Teacher,
example,
please pause the video a while.
I've walked around my neighborhood.
Okay,
That's a general life.
okay, Robin.
Can
Okay,
you please? I'm going to teach you something to stop those ads because they are really annoying. Do you know how to install AdBlock?
okay. Give me some info. Let me know to your to teaching, please.
Okay, press the letter F. It will take a while. It doesn't take so long. Press F.
S8. Okay, wait a
F,
minute.
F, letter F to get out from full screen. Okay. Do you see the three dots in your right part of your screen on your navigator on your web browser? Three dots.
Three dots.
Three dots. Right. On your right. Right, right,
On your
right.
right,
Yes. Upper corner right side. Under the X under the X button.
on the earth button. Can be
Yes.
this. Okay, it can be this. Or what?
Right corner up in the upper part. Up.
Wait a minute.
No, up, three dots in the upper part of the
Okay,
window.
this one.
No,
This one.
more up.
Okay, this one.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
click on it. Click on it. Now go to configuration.
configuration. Okay.
Yes, there.
Uh,
Now we have to install a new I don't know how to say it in English. Un add-on. Yes, scroll down, scroll down. Scroll. Scroll. Okay, go in your left part to advanced configuration. Okay,
advanced
left part,
configuration.
left. Donde dice configuración avanzada,
Yeah. Okay.
extensiones. Abajito dice extensiones, en extensiones. No, en
Okay.
extensiones.
Expense.
Yes. Okay. Look for add block.
Add blood. Add blood.
AD, AD, no. In your upper part, in the search box.
Upper part.
Yes. The search box where it says buscar extensiones.
Termino.
You close. No. Buscar extensiones arriba.
But
Up. Yes.
this one is.
Yes. Donde dice buscar extensiones, ahí le está titilitando, profe. Solo escriba AdBlock.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Looking for extensiones. Okay, looking for an extension.
Okay.
Okay.
AdBlock. AdBlock.
Add
ADBLCOCK.
AD B
No.
L O
No. Erase. Yes. BL
B L O
OCK.
C K.
Yes, but without space. No space.
Okay,
No space.
now
Sin espacio. No, sin espacio. Que le quite el espacio a AdBlock.
no one space. Okay. Enter and nothing.
No, quítele ese espacio que hay entre add y block.
Okay. Okay, excellent. Without blood, without
Search for it.
setting for that. Nothing.
It seems we have to move something later. Okay, no, we can do it later. I will teach you. Okay, close it because we need to move some things in your web browser. They are blocked.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay. Yes,
Thank you, teacher.
I have those platform or
Those
I have the
ads.
plugin, but sometimes AdBlock give me other publishing information. So I try to do that AdBlocks, but sometimes give other information about the publishing information for me.
Yes, it seems that Chrome changed it and now it is not allowing ad blockers.
Okay, excellent, man. Thanks for your
Okay.
information. Let's continue with the
Yes.
The neighborhood for an hour. That refers to to a continuing action.
Nothing
So
follows,
think
nothing
about
present tense.
it.
Each
Are you
notion,
is the
skip,
goal to
each
express a
intangible,
continuous
somewhat
action, something that
intermediate,
started in the past
parallel,
and continues
make
in the
it
present?
own and achievable.
So present perfect continuous might be a good choice. If you just want to talk about general life experience, use just the basic present perfect. Okay, so that's our introduction, a long introduction to today's grammar. I want to check a couple comments. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the comments for that first part. Some examples. Does the present perfect continuous always use been? Yes, yes, BAME on YouTube. So we need to use this been. I have been. He has been something something ing.
Okay, John, please. What is the difference between I lived in this city for 6 years and I have been living in this city for 6 years? What is the difference?
There is no difference. She told that the meaning are very similar. That doesn't change the much the meaning of that.
Okay, excellent, John. Thanks for your information. And Robin, please. We usually or we always use been in present perfect continue. The verb or the participle past been in present perfect continue.
The been part, yes, in the present perfect continuous. But yes, and we have to use the next verb in the ing form.
In ing form. Okay, excellent.
Ing. So not I have coming or I have going or something. I have been plus the ing form. Other examples. Other examples. I haven't been to New York. Okay, so that's a present perfect example. Let's think of some examples we can use for present perfect continuous. So think about this. Think about, I'll put a question on the board, and then we'll go to this next part where you can practice using for and since. So think about this question a little bit. So send in the comments, even if you're not watching this live, that's okay. So send a comment with this question, if you can. What have you been doing recently? What have you been doing recently? Sorry, it's hard to read. One more time. What have you been doing recently? What have you been doing recently? So if you can, send your answer in the comments. I will check it. If you don't understand this question, that's okay. I'm going to talk about it later. So I'll take one quick break, think about this question, and then send your examples, and we'll talk about it. Okay, I'm going to take a break. I mentioned earlier, as always, we have free stuff for you from the link below the video on YouTube or above the video if you are watching on Facebook. So present perfect continuous, because it is a grammar point, it's not specific to like a specific, group of vocabulary words. We need to use this grammar point with verbs. So you can pick and choose whichever kinds of verbs you need to use a lot. So maybe if you travel a lot, I'll just show quickly. I'll show quickly a couple of these. If you're a person who travels a lot, you might check out the, thank you, the airport PDF. On the back, there are some vocabulary words, and here, it's hard to see, I know, but here on the back, there's a Q&A at the airport. And this one, you might use the present perfect continuous to answer questions at the airport. Like, I've been traveling for a week or something like that. So this is one example of a situation where you might use the present perfect continuous tense. So please keep in mind, different from just regular present perfect. This is one. Another time when you may use present perfect continuous, this is the business PDF, the business one. On the back, when you need to give a project report. Here at the top, there are some phrases that you can use. It's so hard to see, sorry. There's some phrases you can use for business meetings, but you'll use present perfect continuous to talk about things you have been working on until the meeting. So this is another case where you will probably use this grammar point. So please check that out.
Okay, John, the American teacher give some information. I'll give a little introduce about the different ways that we have to use present perfect continuum. So let me know what is the perfect option or what is the correct option that we need to use present perfect continuum in our schedule or in our life. John, please, can you hear me?
Yes, teacher. No, teacher, I don't hear what this part of the video. I didn't hear this part of the video.
Okay. And what about Robin? Can you hear? Is clear for you? The last information for you?
Please reformulate the question, please. What information exactly do you want to know? Because she was talking about to and promotionating some of her PDFs to make some exercises about, for example, the airport or other place to be. And she mentioned that you can use the present perfect to talk about places you've been visiting too, because in the chat, someone asked her about that, and you can use the present perfect to say the places you've been to. But what is the exact information you want, teacher?
Okay. The American teacher gives some information about what is the best option or what is the what is the best option that we need to use present perfect continuum. So she says some information or some special situation that we need to use present perfect continuum. For example, like you said last minutes ago, in the airport and
The airport, yes, and she talk about another place, but she makes some on it, but she slipped the shit too fast. The airport, and
okay,
what was the other part?
and in the business
Yes,
comment.
oh yes, the business and enterprise and those
Be-
kind of environments.
For example, we have I have been traveling for 1 week, or I have been traveling for 2 weeks. Is a simple example about this, about traveling, about it at the airport. And let me know some information about business moments.
Yes, okay. In business meetings, for example, I've been talking to someone. I've been meeting her, and it means that that action have just stopped recently, a few minutes ago. She said a few
Okay.
minutes ago that stopped.
Okay, excellent, man. Thanks for your information. John, is clear for you the information, the last information that the American teacher give us?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, like a water, or just like a coffee or like a chocolate, a chocolate cup.
I believe like a coffee.
A coffee. Okay. Do you like some information in Spanish, or do you like some information or slowly information in English?
No, teacher. I understand.
Uh,
Only that I was a little lost when she begins to speak about the PDF and this type of things.
Okay, the teacher, American teacher gives some example that we need to use present perfect continuum. So we can use a present perfect continuum, for example, when we are traveling now in this moment, but we use present perfect continuum when we have traveling for 2 weeks. hemos estado viajando por 2 semanas. El viaje ocurrió hace poco tiempo o hace unos días atrás, pero aún así continuamos viajando en el presente y puede seguir tomando en el futuro, ¿ok? O sea, la idea principal es eso. Por ejemplo, we have other information or we have other example in the business moment. In the business moment, I am working today, but we have been working for 3 weeks. Hemos estado trabajando por 3 semanas. Ocurrió en el pasado, comenzó en el pasado, continúa en el presente y puede continuar en el futuro, ¿ok?
Okay, teacher.
Excellent, man. Excellent, man. Okay, let's continue.
I'll show a few more a little bit later. Okay, good. So, if you're just joining live, today's topic is present perfect continuous. I talked about how to make it and why we use this at the beginning of the lesson. If you missed it, please watch the recording of this lesson. Okay, let's go to part 2. Part 2 is a little shorter, so let's take a look at this part. Part 2 focuses on using for and since. For and since. So my example sentences in the first part of the lesson focused on using lately and recently. So lately and recently mean like the time just before now. So like the last few days or the last week. So something that happened like very close to the present. When we use for and since, we're using them to express the specific point in time something started or the time period the action has continued. So, for example, when we make a sentence with for, we attach it to the end of this pattern. So, we use the same pattern, subject, have or has, been, ing, verb, for time period. So time period, keep in mind a time period is like
So sorry. Okay.
Yes, teacher. You see why it is important an ad blocker?
not just one day, but a length of time. So
Yeah. Yes. I have been using like uploads, but I don't have any idea what happened with my uploads or my um, antivirus. What is the correct for
Antivirus.
antivirus?
Antivirus.
Okay,
Yes, the
my
antivirus.
antivirus.
It seems that Chrome get rid of the ad blockers because ads is one of the main incomings of money to Google. So if their own web browser is blocking their ads, where that money comes from? That's why I choose to use Mozilla Firefox. It's more
Mozilla.
friendly with blockers, and yes, Mozilla.
Okay.
It is more friendly with the use of ad blockers.
Okay, thanks, Robin. I'm going to start my videos with Mozilla today. So I'm going to use ad blocks
Yes, it can be AdBlock Plus, AdBlock Plus.
plus
Yes,
plus
Plus,
can be
yes,
plus
AdBlock
or
Plus, and the other one is uBlock.
can you spell that? Spell that?
Yes, UB
U
UB
B O
BL
L
no B.
B
Yes, LOCK
L O
CK.
C K. Okay,
Yes,
thanks, Robin.
uBlock. Yes.
Okay, excellent. In the next concept, you can continue with Mozilla browsers. So thanks for you for
I
information.
have been using ad blockers for 6 years.
Oh, excellent, excellent information present for continue for us. Okay, excuse me for today. Excuse me for this in content because I don't have any idea about this a blocker. So I am trying to block this publication, but I don't have any idea what happened with that. So today, tomorrow, I'm going to start with Mozilla browser to know.
The other choice you have, teacher, is to download the videos first. You can
Okay,
have them on your hard disk drive and use it for the encounters. You just play them
okay,
with no publicities,
without
with no
publicity.
propaganda.
Okay, thank you, John. Well, thank you, Ruben. Sí.
For a time period. When we use since, again, the same pattern can be used, and we attach since to the end here. But when we use since, we need to use a point in time, a point in time. So specifically this point right here. So since 2019, or since last Tuesday, or since 8 o'clock this morning. So a specific point in time. That's what we use since with. So I want to make one more point about this. I want to talk about something that's a little bit challenging maybe, and that is using this with the negative. So at the beginning of this lesson,
Okay, John, please. The girl for the teacher gives important information about the use for present perfect continuum, but we need to use some adverb. In this adverb, we use for and since. Let me know. The question is, let me know what time or when we need to use for adverb for in present perfect continuum.
The adverb for we use when the date is not specific. It's not specific.
Not specific, okay. Not specific, and that is not specific, but is can be a time of period. In a time of period, can be that, for a 3 day, for a 4 day, or 5 day. We need to use for time periods. Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Excellent.
yes. I teacher, I have some information about those adverbs.
Okay, don't worry. Give me some information. We are in contact. We are learning in a present perfect continuous. So if you have a lot of information about that, let me know. Let us know, yeah, about this.
Okay, I'm going to read.
Okay.
We use both for and since to say how long something has been happening. We use for when we say a period of time, 2 hours, for example, 2 hours, 6 weeks, etc. I I've been waiting for 2 hours. For we use for when when it is in a specific time. Since we use since when we say the start of a period. For example, 8 o'clock Monday, 1985. For example, I've been waiting since 8 o'clock.
After your clock. Excellent, John. Thanks for your attention. You have a good,
John,
good
excuse me.
information.
John, excuse me. Are you reading it from English Grammar News?
Yes,
I have that book too. I have the fifth edition. Which one are you reading?
yes, yes. It's
Which
an
edition do
excellent
you have?
book. Um, I don't know. I have another teacher in an institute, and she gave us this copy.
But do you have it in physical copy or PDF?
A physical copy.
Oh, great. But it isn't a photocopy of an original, or is it an original one?
It's an original.
How much did it cost to you? Because I only have the PDF version, but I'd like to buy the physical version.
I don't know. I when I study, we have many. I don't know how to say stores that are cheaper. They print us very cheaper the books.
Okay, thank you.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
you're welcome. Okay, John, if you have other information, if you have good information for us, can you see in through, excuse me, by Skype? You have photos, you have a PDF, because remember that we are studying, we are learning today, we usually are learning all the time. So if you have a lot of information, you have important information, please share with us that information. Okay, excellent for your information. Thanks
Okay,
for your
teacher.
attention. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, if, for example, Robin would like to have this information, you can share the information. But if you don't have any problem, you can share this information. Okay, thanks. Okay, let's continue. Okay, Robin, excuse me, John, you remember the last encounter that I give some information about the phonology and phonetics or grammatic signs?
Yes, teacher. I remember that.
Okay, so I feel very excited in this topic because I would like to improve this skill, the language skill. Robin, excuse me, do you have any information about phonology and phonetics information? In phonetic information?
For this topic.
No, phonetic and phonology information. It can be
Phonetics
the
is the study of the sounds of the study of
yeah,
the sounds, and
yeah,
phonology is the study of how sounds are made,
yeah,
how the throat works, the vocal cords, the mouth, teeth, tongue, nose,
yeah,
how
yeah,
they
yeah.
how they work and use the human body use them to produce sounds.
Okay, so Robin, I would like to learn more information about phonetic and phonology. So, if you have any information, if you have a slide or a presentation about that, let me know, or we can learn about this information in the next encounter. And Robin, excuse me,
Better,
John.
better. No, I don't have any slide about phonetics or phonics. No. What I know is because I maybe have read it on the internet or some web page or any PDF, but a proper slide for that, no. And it would be nice to learn it on an encounter.
Okay, excellent.
I
So,
have a
very good.
basic course. If you want to get to share with you, if you want, I can share it with you, with both. It is a English pronunciation in use with the CDs. It's totally digital, a PDF with the MP3s. It's great and nice, but it is in British accent. But it's really good to learn and to know how to pronounce correctly some sounds that you may think that they are very basic, and when you realize that you are mispronouncing some of them, it's good to improve. If you want, I can share it with you.
Okay, it's good idea for me, but I would like to improve our language skill. I would like to improve our intonation and our pronunciation. So I feel I would like to learn more about phonetic and phonology information. So what do you think? Would you like to explain this information about phonetic and phonology? John can participate too, or what do you think?
For me, it's okay. I believe that it is important for me.
Okay. What about Robin? Would you like
Me
to
too.
explain? But okay. Uh, can be share some information about that. So I would like to give to make a little presentation, but I would like that you study about that. I would like that you studied a lot of information about that. For example, Robin can start with phonetic. It can be the grammar, the signs. Do you know about the signs, Robin? About the pronunciation of arts, close word, close vocabulary, and John can continue with the phonology. What do you think about that?
It is good, teacher, but
Okay,
please
I don't have problem.
repeat it slowly because I want to write it as a homework.
Yes, it's like that. Well, okay.
Lesson.
Okay, for a homework, we need to improve, or we need to make a little presentation or a slide about phonetics. Phonetics. So, Robin, made a slides, or made. Can you help with a video, help with our audios or other information? You need to make a slide and give as a teacher some information about phonetics. And John, please make a slide or make a presentation about phonology. Okay, that is the homework. Is no completely topics. Only the more important information about that. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, teacher?
Okay, Robin. Because I feel very excited about this information about this topic, because I think that phonetic and phonology is very important for us, because it's the best option, but we need to improve our language skill. For example, when you will be in, I think, 7 or 8 semesters. You have to study phonology and phonetic course, and this course is very difficult, because it was very difficult for me, because it's very difficult. It have a lot of information, have enough information for us, but I think that I can learn this information in a period or in a semester. So I think that we need to learn this information until 2 or 3 semester or 3 periods, until the end of our career. Okay, was clear?
Okay, teacher.
Yes, teacher?
Okay, excellent, man, excellent. Okay, let's continue with the video.
I talked about using haven't and hasn't to make negatives, and we talked about one example here. But when we use like for and since, it can be a little bit confusing. So let's look at an example first. Let's take a look at this example. Let's imagine a conversation, question and answer. So let's imagine your friend asks you, have you been waiting for a long time? Have you been waiting for a long time? So you go to meet your friend at the movie theater, and your friend says, have you been waiting for a long time? And you say, no, I haven't been waiting for a long time. So this sentence actually, even though it begins with no, this sentence means the speaker has been waiting. So if this is me, if I am answering the question, I'm waiting, or I was waiting for that person. But this no means I wasn't waiting, or I haven't been waiting for a long time. So have you been waiting? No, I haven't been waiting for a long time. This kind of negative answer, this is used for confirmations. Mm. So you're confirming something. sorry, confirmation. That's a little bit messy. Confirmation. So confirmation means checking, to check something. So another example would be like if you see your coworker has been working really, really hard, and you say, "Have you been working for 24 hours?" Again, you're checking with your coworker, and your coworker says, "No, I haven't been working for 24 hours. I took a break." So again, they have been working, yes, but they want to fix your original statement, or they want to make a change to the thing you said before. So this is a tricky, difficult part, maybe, of using this in the negative. So please keep this in mind. But let's go back to this question. What have you been doing recently? And maybe some of you have used for or since to talk about this. So let's practice then making a couple of expressions with recently is okay, or with for or since. So anybody write anything in the comments about for use the question that I asked? I've been waiting for your lecture every day. Nice, good one. That was from Sam on Facebook. Nice one, nice one. Let's see. Sophia on YouTube says, I've been watching the NBA game since this morning. Very nice example with since. So Sophia used since this morning. Perfect. So this morning is a point in time. Perfect, perfect. Ruben said, I have been working since 2014. Good. Kelvin said, I have been talking to my bestie all day long. Bestie means best friend. Very nice. Oh, someone, Moody on YouTube says, you mean, can you scroll back down? Sorry. Thank you. You mean we can use present perfect continuous with a time and present perfect without? Yes, that is true. So in present perfect, you don't have to, in many cases we do not, include the time. We leave it out. It's not important. Present perfect continuous, we include the time period or the specific point in time. That is correct. Other questions. I've been following your classes. Very nice. Nice answer to this question. Good job. Someone says, I'm not going to read that comment. Someone says, I have been following you since 2017. Good, good. Following you or following your lessons would be a nice one. Good. Is there a form of passive, present, perfect, continuous? Can you give me an example? Passive? I'm not sure. Other ones. I've been watching superhero movies recently. Very nice, Scareson. Hello. Haven't seen you for a while. Someone says, I'm writing like a doctor. Yes, I'm writing very quickly. I apologize, but I try to read everything clearly, so I hope that helps. Someone says, I've been singing since 2001. Very nice. On Facebook, I've been waiting for you for a long time. I've been waiting for you for a long time. Okay, great. Nice examples, everybody. Let's finish up then. I'll take one more break, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about making questions with this grammar. So if you missed it,
Please, excuse me, John. It's clear for you the examples, the people about from chat or by chat give some example about the use of present perfect continuous with force and signs adverbs. Is clearly for you?
Yes, teacher. It
It's
was
very
clear.
clear. It was clear. You hear the a lot of information, a lot of examples, the different examples.
Yes, I can hear the examples.
Okay, excellent. And what about Robin? Can you hear or could you hear the examples? The last
Yes,
example?
I heard them. She said,
Okay.
for example, that the negative form in the present perfect continuous is mostly used for confirmations,
Yeah.
and that the present perfect you don't need to say a specific point of time, but in the continuous form you have to say and specify the time when something starts or finishes.
Okay, yeah, excellent. For example, a person that would like or love this kind of topic, this kind of video, give some example. For example, I I have been, excuse me, I have been looking for, or I have been waiting for your encounter or for your video for excuse me, since 2000 fasting. For example, I have been waiting for your video for a long time, or for many weeks, or for this week. Is that's kind of an example, okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay.
Examples where we might use present perfect continuous. My examples were in business situations where you explain your recent work, your recent progress. And another example is when you are traveling at the airport. So these are a couple situations where you may need to use present perfect continuous. So you can get these from the link below the video on YouTube or above the video on Facebook. Some other situations are when you're talking about eating too. For example, I haven't been eating meat recently. If you're a vegetarian or a vegan, I haven't been eating meat recently. There are some food vocabulary words on the back of this dining. So it says dining. This is for like restaurants, going to restaurants and so on. So this is another case where you may use present perfect continuous as well. And we're talking, this says romance and love, yes, but you can talk about relationships in general, just your friendships even using this. Like I've been seeing my friends once a week lately, and so on. So there are lots of different situations where you may want to use present perfect continuous. So check out any of those PDFs. You can find them for free from the link below the video on YouTube or above the video on Facebook. If you're watching on Instagram, please check YouTube or Facebook. Sorry, I cannot see your comments live. Okay, let's go on to the last part of today's lesson. Of course, if you're just joining, please don't forget to like and share the video so that other people can find it. Okay, let's take a look at making questions. So I have two types of question here. This first type of question is an information question. You want to get more information from someone. This begins with question word. And when I say question word, I mean who, what, where, when, why, how long, and so on. This is the first type of question I'll talk about. The second type of question pattern I'll talk about is this yes or no question pattern. So we'll talk about two. Let's begin with this information question type. So to make an information question, we use question word to begin, plus have or has, or in the negative, haven't or hasn't. And then we use our subject, plus been, plus our ing verb. So I asked you earlier in the lesson, what have you been doing lately? What have you been doing lately? This is a very common question when you meet a friend or maybe you meet a former colleague that you have not seen for a long time. At native speed, this question sounds like, what have you been doing lately? What have you been doing lately? So this question means from, it's hard to see now, from like the recent past, so lately. So from the recent past until this conversation, what were your activities? What have you been doing lately? What have you been doing recently? So this is a very good question to know, of course, to ask. So please try to use this question. And also think about how to answer this question using today's grammar point. So some of you wrote your answers in the chat earlier. That was awesome. What have you been doing lately? I think someone said, I've been watching superhero movies lately, or I've been watching your lessons. So I've been ing form. I've been. So this is a great question to know. Of course, we can use other question words here. So this one, what have you been doing lately? Or like, how long have you been studying English? That's another very good one for you to know. So you can change your question word and change the type of information you want to get. Okay, I'm running out of time, so let's go to the last point here. Have and has begins a yes or no question. Have or has plus your subject plus been plus an ing verb again. So this type of question, this is good to use, as I said a little bit earlier. This is good to use for confirming things. Confirming things. So again, confirming means checking something. So here, this example, like I'm shocked about something in this example. Have you been following me? Have you been following me? Or have the police been watching your house? So it's like you want to ask a shocking question about a recent activity that started in the past and continues to the conversation. Have you been following me? So notice have, and then my subject, you. So these two match, yeah? Not has you, but have you been, same as here. Following, in this case, is my verb, following me. Have you been following me? If I change the subject, has he been following me? Has she been following me? So please remember that this part, your have and has, needs to match your subject, just as we talked about at the beginning of the lesson. Ruben says, have you been scolding me? Okay, maybe there's a situation where we can use that. Someone on Facebook says, I have been learning from a teacher on Facebook. Very nice example, very nice example. Okay, so this is how we can make information questions and yes/no questions with this grammar point. So this is a challenging grammar point, but I hope that this lesson is helpful for you. Of course, if you have questions about this, please send them in the comments, or as I talked about at the beginning of the lesson, send it to the Ask Alicia question portal. Hello, Marivic. Hello there. One of our members has joined our chat. Hi. So as I said, I have to finish today's lesson there. Thank you to everyone who joined. If you missed it, this video.
Okay, there are Robin, there are John. I think that
Video has been
the video is all for today because this is the end of the encounter. He takes for about 1 hour and 20 minutes. So please, we have a. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, teacher, excuse me, what's the name of the girl, of the channel?
Channel.
Yes, Learn English with English Class 101.com.
Learn
Thank you, teacher.
English, learn English with English class 100 point 101 point. Okay, so I going to send this exercise for to do it in your for homework and practice in your house. I'm going to say the information, the basic information about this encounter. And please make the exercise. Send me the screenshot about the score about the exercise. Okay. So
Where do we do the screenshots? On Skype or on WhatsApp?
no, by Skype. By Skype. Don't worry
By
about
Skype?
that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Robin and John, it's all for today. Thanks for your attention. I feel very good about this encounter because we have a lot of help about a lot of helping about American teacher. What do you think about this encounter? What's good? What's wrong? What's the boring? Robin?
For me, it's okay. I love those kind of videos. I really like them. But I still rather prefer the British ones. I
British
don't
one.
know why. Yes, the British one.
The British
Yes,
one.
they
Yeah.
are good too. For example, in Inkvid, there is a granny, Jill. and she explains a lot of good things. Jill with G.
Okay, the last encounter we use a lot of British pronunciation. We use a lot of British information. For example, John learned a lot of pronunciation about British pronunciation. Okay, what about John?
For me, it was good. I believe that the video was a little long, but was okay.
Excuse me, can you hear very clearly? Is sound very slowly.
I believe that the video was a little long, but was okay. I like that she explained the topic.
Yeah, yeah, it was very long, but we made a lot of interference, or we made a lot of example about that. I feel that we need to make our exercise today, but I it's better for me that you practice in your house. It's practice in your house or practice in your place. So please do the exercise. We'll make the exercise and send me the screenshot about the score. Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
teacher.
teacher. Have
Thanks,
a good
Robin.
night, teacher.
Thanks. You're
Good
welcome.
night, John. Goodbye.
Bye. Thanks.